guys, it's Jake here. I'm going to take you out on one. It's maintenance in December, which doesn't happen very often. This lady just bought this house as an investment property, and she wants me to come out and maintenance the system, but she has no idea what kind of system she has. She couldn't tell me if it was a gas furnace, heat pump. She has no idea whatsoever. I figured I'd take you along for a ride. Hopefully I can record it. The last two service calls I recorded, my camera GoPro footage was corrupted. I could not get it off my camera. Ended up having to delete those calls, which was pretty annoying. Tweaked my back a week ago today, again working in a crawl space, and I sat out 2 days, Wednesday and Thursday, because the pain in my back was so bad. It's feeling a little better now. Had to go see the chiropractor, have them give me an adjustment, which really helped. So hopefully it doesn't flare up on me. I think she said the indoor unit on this one is in the crawl space. Well, I looked at this one. It is a package unit. She thought she had a split system. She said it was under in the crawl space, but obviously not. So this looks to be a gas heat and straight air. So I'm going to go ahead. She wants me to go ahead and just clean this stuff up too, instead of just servicing the gas. Told her I'm not going to run the AC today, at least while I'm here. It's not going to be warm enough. I don't think I could even accurately check the charge. So I'm just going to check the gas. We're going to do an initial test in on it, clean the unit up, get all the pine needles and stuff out of it, clean everything up here. We'll check the temperize on the furnace, make sure it's doing okay, and just go through this thing. Okay, I'm doing my initial test in. Got a CO meter inside, and my field piece probes on the return and supply. And you can see we're running a 56 degree temperature split. This unit calls for a temperize of 30 to 60 degrees. Now this was over 60 before, and I had to adjust down the gas pressure. Gas pressure was around 3.8 inches of water column, so way too high for what this unit calls for. This unit calls for 3.3 inches. So I adjusted the gas pressure down, and it's been steadying out right at about 55, 56 degrees of temperize. I'm going to check the blower. I believe this has an X13. I believe we'd be in low speed for heat, so I need to check that. I might actually bump it up to high speed. I was looking at this unit, and it actually looks like the compressor has been replaced. What caught my eye was this filter dryer's burn there. Not sure how well you can see that. So that told me that it was replaced at some point. It's biflow there, and this is straight air and gas heat. It's a gas pack. And then I saw this when I was sitting here, so that compressor has been changed. So it's a 2-ton AC. This is a 60k BTU gas pack, so output of 48. So you know, maybe we don't have enough air moving through this machine. It's only got a 20 by 20 return grill, and maybe it's only set in low for cooling. I need to check that probably as well, bump that up to high speed. But we got the gas pressure set now, and it looks like it's climbing just a little bit, 56.3 now. Got it on the output here. I checked incoming gas pressure. We were good there, like 6.5, and it calls for a minimum of 5. But we were a little overcooked on the output. This output's kind of a bear to get in there. You got to really stand on your head. The grade is actually even with the pad here, so it was hard to even get the doors off. I had to rake all these rocks out of here. Looks like we're steadying out at 56. Filter is a MERV 5, just basic dust filter, so we're not over filtering here. I might try to bump up, go satisfy the thermostat, and try to bump up the fan speed for heat. Okay, so this does have an X13 wire. Speed taps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are here. Looks like we're using number 2, the blue wire right there, for our Y call, and that's low speed. This one here is set up like this. Hopefully the camera will focus on this, but number 1, the red wire is fan only, and then the blue wire is cooling low, black is cooling high, and cooling high is parked right now on the fan terminal block. And then number 4 is heat low, the purple wire. That actually goes over to the furnace control board here, okay? and then number 5 is heat high. So what I'm going to do is take the purple wire from number 4, and we're going to punch it onto number 5 here so that we move our heat blower speed from low to high. And this thing's already had a compressor replacement. My guess is because the thing's operating in low speed. It's a 2-ton AC, so I'm going to bump the black speed into action and park the blue speed. So over here on the fan terminal block, the blue here is being used when the Y call is sent, and that's low speed for cooling. So we're going to move the blue up here to where the black's at, and we're going to move the black down into the blue spot. So that way when there's a Y call for cooling, the black will energize and we'll have high speed and cooling, and this one will just be parked up there, the blue one, the low speed. And then when we get a call for heat, instead of running low speed and heat, we're going to run high speed and heat. And I'm going to do a temporize test on it and make sure that we still are good and we're moving a little more air. The temporize should come down just a little bit, imagine a few degrees. But she said she wants me to come back in the spring and do a maintenance on the cooling side. So I'm going to check that in the spring to make sure that, you know, if we go to this high speed here on this black wire, we're not moving too much air through the system and don't have enough of a split. But I imagine she's going to need that black wire high speed, and that's probably why this compressor had to get replaced, is this thing's been running in low speed for cooling and probably ate that thing up. So alright, I'm going to make those changes and then I'm going to fire it off again. Had 0 parts per million CO inside the home. I'll peek at the heat exchanger while I'm here. I still got to clean all the cobwebs up out of here. Check this capacitor for cooling. This doesn't have anything to do with the heat, but I'm going to go ahead and check it since the door's open anyways. I've got to check the capacitor on the draft motor. I'm going to pull this off and make sure this is clear. Run a little probe through that. Make sure that's nice and clear and not blocked up or anything like that. I'm going to clean this compartment up, clean the flame sensor. You can see some, you know, rust and stuff on the burner box cover. So, alright, well, I'm just going to start going through the motions here. Try to record what I can. Alright, I got the blower speeds adjusted for heat and cool. I got the purple speed tap that comes over here to the furnace control board. I got that adjusted over to speed tap number 5, which is high speed heat. I took the blue wire off over here on the fan terminal block. It was here where the black one is now. I moved it up to the black wire location and moved the black down to where the blue was. Now this is in contact with the Y call. So the 24 volt Y call, when it's energized, the blower motor will now turn on for high speed cooling with this black wire here. Went ahead and cleaned up this cabinet in here, wiped down the blower. This has got a micro channel coil back there. Man, it's crazy. Went ahead and tested the dual run cap. It tested dead on the money. It is a Chinese made dual run cap, but it's still testing good. This unit's from 2020. Went ahead and tested the draft inducer motor run cap. It was good. Went ahead and took the flame sensor out and cleaned that. It was pretty dirty. You can see the bracket is getting pretty rusty there. I went ahead and cleaned the cabinet out here and down here. Had to clean out some cobwebs from the intake over there for the combustion air. I went ahead and pulled the burners. So I got these clean now. Got them scrubbed down. So now those are good. I'm going to get ready to slide those back in. Went ahead and got a daggone brush stuck to my arm over here. Went ahead and popped the pressure switch ports, the tubing off, made sure they're clear. Scrubbed this one with my bristle brush to make sure it was nice and clear. So yeah, just moving through it. Get ready to install the burners now back in and put the flame sensor back in. Went ahead and probed these as well, the orifices, made sure that they were clear. There was some cobwebs down in here that I had to clean out, so I wanted to make sure that we didn't have a cobweb messing with an orifice. It's a good thing to do, especially on these package units. So I'm going to get the burners back in, and I'm going to fire up the heat coil again and test the temp rise on this thing and see if it's any better. Anyways, alright, that's what we got going right now. Cabinets are wiped down and cleaned. Burners are going back in, flame rod, flame sensor. And then we're going to close this up now since I got the blower speeds adjusted. Still going to clean this cabinet, open up the evap coil cabinet, clean that out. I'm going to go ahead and just pull that drain apart and clean that since I'm here. And then we'll do the temp rise test, and then I'll probably go ahead and clean this outdoor unit. Get all the pine needles and all that other garbage out of here, and make this thing look a little bit nicer and put some wax on it. I'll try to shoot shots as I go along here and there. I'm going to put some gas leak detector bubbles around all this, as well as here and here, just to make sure we didn't have any gas leaking on this thing. Had to cut the Christie's 10 mil tape someone put on this around these joints to then rub it on with the little applicator ball, and went ahead and went back and did that valve back there. Typically on an equipment change out, those wouldn't be allowed here in the city. As far as my knowledge goes, there's supposed to be a different kind of gas cock on it, the ones that aren't rebuildable, and that one's on there, so that tells me this probably wasn't a permit job. I went ahead and confirmed the disconnect. I went ahead and greased that too. The tab at the bottom was stuck, so I went ahead and put some grease on that, greased the pull out. It's on a 30 amp fuses, and it's on a 30 amp double pole breaker, and it calls for a max of 30, so we're good there. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to fire this thing up and do a temp rise test on it again, and see how it's doing since I upped the blower speed to high for heating. Hopefully the split is just a little bit lower now. Okay, well, I started cleaning the top, cleaned out the inside here, went ahead and scrubbed it down, put some wax on the inside. The homeowner had to leave, run an errand, so I started cleaning that instead of testing the temp rise. I got the cover back on here, and the unit just fired. It's only been running maybe a minute, and we're already at a 33 degrees temp rise between return and supply. So I'm going to let this thing run a good 10-15 minutes here and see where that temp rise ends up. Before we were overshooting the mark of 30 to 60, so I lowered the gas pressure, which brought us down to like that 55, 56, and then now we'll see where it ends up since we upped the fan speed for the heating coil. I'm going to let this thing run. I'm going to keep cleaning out here. Alright, it's been running about 14 minutes now. We're getting a 49.5 degree temperature split. Getting a little bit of variation here. It's going a little over 49.5, a little under. So I'm going to call that a lot better. 49.5 degrees of temp rise is a lot better than what we were getting before. We were a little high even after lowering the gas pressure. So this hopefully will help this thing last a little longer. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but I did clean the igniter, the little electrodes. It's a spark igniter. Got the compartment cleaned here, got the drain sucked out, got the evap coil indoor of that on that access panel, got inside of there, wiped down. So all I'm doing now is finishing up the outside. Started over here getting the louvers, got the backside, got the dog house here. I was starting to get that while I was waiting. I scrubbed it with my scrub brush, but it looks like I'm going to have to do a little heavier, so I'm going to use my stiffer bristles there, spray some more cleaner on it. Once I get that side and the other side completed, I'll wax this whole thing here. I'm going to go ahead and satisfy the thermostat. They keep their heat set at 60, so it's definitely getting a little warmer than they like in there. Got everything waxed now. Got the disconnect waxed and the whips. Got this the best I could. This is all, I think, started rust at the bottom of that. It kind of holds water there at the bottom. Not the best setup there. This is what the front looks like. There's the inside, all nice and clean. I went ahead and waxed all that before I put the lid back on it here. And this is what the other side looks like. Came out looking pretty good. Well, hopefully this makes enough to put together a halfway decent video. want to say thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, daggone, I put my fingerprints on that. If you haven't already, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate the support. You guys stay safe out there. Get home safe to your families. That's the most important thing you can do. She wants me to book her for the spring on this one and come back and do a cooling maintenance, so I can check the unit with the upped fan speed for cooling as well. Alright guys, stay safe. Talk to everybody later.